Hello. Today is Wednesday, May 27th. It's about 5:45 in the evening. This is the third time I've restarted recording this video, and I was going to test out John's new microphones, but I can't find them. And I wanted to get this recorded before he gets home from work and interrupts another take on this. And currently my cat has decided that this is the best time ever to get into a cardboard box and crinkle a bunch of paper. Anyway, I'm going to talk about what I've been watching. So I mentioned in an earlier video that I consume a lot of media. I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of books. I also watch a lot of movies, a lot of TV. And I'm going to talk about a TV show that I've watched, a movie John and I went to go see, and then another movie that recently made it to streaming. Spoilers. And we'll start with the TV show. So the TV series The Boys concluded this past week, final episode of the 5th and final season. Big fan of the show Supernatural. Eric Kripke, the showrunner for The Boys, also was the showrunner for Supernatural in the beginning. I love that the key cast members made cameos in the series. In the most recent season, we got to see Dean, Cass, and Sam all reunited. Really loved Jensen's take on Soldier Boy. I feel like he got so much more character developed in this season, even though he got put in the freezer in the penultimate episode and didn't make an appearance in the final episode at all. I know that the finale was kind of controversial, but I think that whenever something people love comes to an end, they're going to be upset about it anyway. So it's already hard to make people happy when they're just upset, because I love that show. I think of it as just hype. It was exciting and edgy and, I don't know, got my juices flowing or whatever. It was fun. It was really fun. And the gore was so over the top, the action, and it would just kind of make me laugh and scream out loud while watching it. So about the finale, my favorite part was when Homelander tried to fly after Kimiko gave him the radiation blast that took away his powers. And he did that little hop off of the floor. I burst out laughing and pointed at the TV screen. That's how much I loved that. So, such a worthwhile series to watch if you haven't watched it beginning to end. And sorry for spoiling it, although I did warn you. It also comes from a graphic novel, if you don't know that. I've been trying to acquire it for a while. It's never been top of the list, and we were actually looking for it last week when we were at the book loft in German Village, and it was out of stock. Although they did say that they do keep it stocked, so just to come back another time, they'll probably have it, or you can order it, of course. So we also went to go see Obsession on Friday. I'm sure if you're into the horror genre, you've probably already heard a lot of takes on that film. I really enjoyed it. I saw a lot of, oh, this is the best movie of the year and best movie and however, and Indy Navarrete is amazing. And I think that she did an amazing job, absolutely, as Nikki. It was a fun movie. I wouldn't say it was, I don't know if it was the best movie of the year or even in a great while. It was a fun movie. I love the horror genre. It's my favorite. An interesting video that I saw about that film this week was quoting the writer-director Curry Barker, who had said that Nikki was not possessed by another entity. And when John and I watched it, we really thought that it seemed like a demon deal, demon possession. She wasn't herself. And obviously, Bear was going to have to pay for what he did for wishing that she would be in love with him. And it seemed a lot like the monkey's paw. You make a wish. Of course, it's not going to go the way that you want it to go. It'll go very literally the way you ask it to, but in a twisted, dark way that isn't actually what you want. And reconciling the idea that it's not a demon deal, that this was just the version of herself that Nikki needed to be to love Bear the way he wanted to be loved. It's a really interesting concept, and John and I were talking about it yesterday, that maybe it's kind of like the multiverse in a way, which is a pretty, hot topic over the last few years, especially very mainstream, but kind of Nikki from a parallel universe, and who knows what the rules are in that parallel universe, right? But that was the personality she needed to be to love Bear the way that he wished that she would. So just kind of our take on that idea. Although, I don't know. Either way, still very enjoyable, fun to watch. Excited to see what other horror movies come out as the year progresses. And then we watched The Bride, which is currently on, I think it's on Max right now. Had wanted to see that when it came out, didn't make it to go see it. In fact, we went to go see Wuthering Heights instead and then just didn't make it back to the movie theater. I'm going to make more of an effort to go to the movies, especially now that I'm kind of talking to my opinions about them, and in an effort to be a little bit more current. But also really enjoyed that film. I think I also mentioned before that I like most things. I was really kind of thrown by the idea of having the bride be possessed, speaking about possession, by the ghost of Mary Shelley. So I think that that was a little bit jarring. I was not expecting it, although as the movie went along, Jessie Buckley did an incredible job performing this character that was really just kind of a split of two different personalities. And what I love the most about her are just her facial expressions, and they were captured so beautifully throughout the film. Just so much sorrow, really. And there was also a scene in the middle that was kind of a musical number, which was really fun, a dance musical number. And I know that Jake and Maggie Gyllenhaal grew up in the New York theater scene, so I kind of was like, oh, yeah, I really love that this is a combination of an old classic horror story and also a new twist on it, and also rolling in the classic films and a little bit of stage performance. So also highly recommend that. Maybe I'll come up with a rating scale sometime along the way, but in the meantime, that's about it for today. Just wanted to get on and talk about some things I've watched. I think that I'll probably make this a weekly thing, maybe one day listening, one day watching, and then another day reading, something like that. Short videos I can do every day because it is important to me to post every day, and then releasing longer videos on the weekends that I have some time to produce. And in the meantime, I'll probably look for some fun effects I can add to these short videos, and also probably make them a little bit shorter and spunkier, and maybe a little bit more scripted and a little bit less me rambling on. And my cats are bickering, but anyway, going to, after this gets posted, go up to my office, start building my website, and watch some more videos about how to use iMovie and different kinds of video editing software. Look up some different tips for building a website and all the things, so that eventually I can put something out there that's a little bit more, like I said, interesting, flashy, something that leaves an impression that isn't just, what is this girl doing? Anyway, hope you have a great rest of your evening, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.